Hi. Global Services in Education sets up and operates schools in all major regions of the world. We have lots of experience, however, opening a new school is an exciting but challenging project. Opening a new school requires careful planning and consideration. To help you get started, we've compiled a summary of the key steps involved in the process. The first place to start is with a market research and feasibility study. It is essential that the process of setting up a school begins with this important step. Making assumptions can be expensive, and a comprehensive study will minimize risks and also maximize your chances of success. Even if it is already clear that the school will go ahead, this research will influence many decisions in the setup process, including vision, mission, financial planning, curriculum, admissions, and many other key areas. Here are just a few things to investigate and review. Industry analysis, market analysis, competitive analysis, marketing strategy, operations, human resources including staffing models and a skills audit, financial planning. Our studies and a typical report range from 70 pages for a simple project through to 225 pages. Large projects often include a comprehensive 10-year financial model that is used by private equity and investment groups in their strategic planning. It just depends on how much detail you require and who is your expected audience. Every school must have a clear vision and mission. We call it the voice. Although to some a school vision and mission may seem like an obligatory message on a feature wall, when you are setting up a new school, these statements are invaluable. We prefer to describe this step as identifying the school's unique voice. It is important that the school voice is clear and that all decisions about school design, curriculum, choice of staff, and policies reflect a unique plan. Project forward to a time in 20 years when graduates return to the school and share stories of great times. How will they describe the school? What is unique about it? How will people distinguish your school from others? What are the signature experiences?
You must also be very thorough with your financial planning. There must be a comprehensive business plan for setting up a new school. Both nonprofit and for-profit schools need to have a comprehensive business plan that outlines a sound financial strategy both short and long term. We recommend a comprehensive 10-year plan with knowledge that it usually takes 3 to 5 years for a school to reach a positive cash flow status. Will you invest in and own the facility? This is what we call the PropCo or the property company. Will you invest in and own the school business/operations? This is what we call the OpCo or the operation company. Will you engage a professional education management team? What is your investment horizon? Good strategic planning is essential. Long-term planning is essential as it is easy for school leadership to become reactive and move attention or lose focus away from the end goal. Schools are busy, complex, and stressful places, but good management focuses on strategic planning at least 5 to 10 years in advance. Accreditation and licensing can also be challenging. For the local license, each case is different. In most cases, schools will require local licensing through an education ministry and the endorsement and support from several government departments. This can be tricky and requires thorough planning and attention to detail. Use of an international curriculum such as UK, US, or a framework such as International Baccalaureate, IB, will also require programs meeting standards that will be checked and monitored by a governing body. Most of these accreditations are best achieved by good education management principles, and these begin right from the early planning stages. School accreditation. A school might choose to pursue external accreditation as a way to validate quality. There are many to choose from, and most include an external inspection against set standards. Good architectural design is important. All schools are different and the school design will reflect both local needs as well as the nature of the curriculum and the school's vision and mission. Before you begin working with an architect, you must first engage a school operator who understands the school curriculum and the key teaching and learning priorities. Gone are the days when architects line up boxes with a corridor down the middle. You also need to consider capacity, class sizes, and future needs. These are both educational as well as business decisions. An educator must be a part of this process. Construction is obviously a very large part of this planning process. Every location will have different construction standards, costs, and processes. This specialist field requires experts to closely monitor each step. If construction costs blow out or there are time delays, it will cost you dearly. Employ a very good project manager with an attention to detail. Micromanage and follow project time frames carefully.
Interior design is also very important, especially in education. There are important design considerations when decisions are being made about internal facilities, materials, and resources. Upfront costs are a factor as well as maintenance and function. Branding and marketing are crucial and you need to get it right. Schools and what they offer are a very different product/service than you might expect. A parent and child is joining a community. You are not selling a car. How you brand and communicate your key messages must reflect a deep understanding of education and what families value, all within the local context. Study carefully and seek out expertise. It will make a big difference. We advocate strongly in the use of social media. Social media is the modern-day word of mouth. ICT planning is very different now in modern and innovative schools. It can be expensive upfront and also expensive to maintain. Get an expert involved. It will save you money by making good decisions right from the start. What was innovative 5 to 10 years ago may no longer be a part of normal core business today. Technology platforms, hybrid models of delivery, and systems and pedagogy that meet the needs of digital natives are important now. Resources are also an area that must be analyzed and planned for carefully. Determining what you need and when you need it can be very difficult. Be careful also about the differences of opinion that may exist between your key staff. These decisions about what is needed and what is a best use of money can be quite subjective. We suggest starting with a core list of resources and then expanding it based on need. We know that school management is something all stakeholders care about. Any research will tell you that school management is the #1 factor that will determine success in a school. It is essential that your leadership is underpinned by education expertise. Put in place a quality management team. New schools are of course very focused on new admissions. Admissions processes must be clear and there must be an educational rationale for placement. Your goals should be to accept children whose needs you can satisfy. Create admissions tests that are credible and use these as benchmarks for determining grade placement. Plan staffing and teacher recruitment in advance. Your staffing plan will be determined when you are creating your financial plan. The ratios of staff to students as well as your support and administration staff must be calculated carefully. As the school grows, these ratios will become more efficient, so seek good advice in your planning process. There are many ways to recruit with varying costs, but, as always, you will often get what you pay for. The best teachers work through the best and most professional channels. Also, be aware that as a new school you are marketing yourself to new staff, not just students. Build a great website and promote yourself well to this audience also.
Curriculum design is an important consideration and needs to be led by experienced personnel. In this initial planning phase, you will not create a detailed curriculum plan, but you must begin by outlining the general curriculum plan. This will be different depending on your key priorities for pedagogy, how you teach, as well as your curriculum choice, be it British, American, Australian, IB, or any other. School policies. Standard school handbooks containing school policies can range from 20 pages to 100 or more. This comprehensive handbook takes time to produce, but also must reflect local laws and government policies, as well as the standards set by accreditations you have or are seeking. Start with a draft, but then adapt over time. Schools are dynamic and complex. You must have school review processes and action plans in place when setting up a new school. To be the very best, a school must have review processes and internal standards by which it is measuring itself. A 10-year strategic plan must be broken down into an annual plan, term plans, and sometimes weekly action plans to achieve key priorities. When a school owner does not have a strong education background, engaging an education management team will be important so that there is a plan that balances education as well as business priorities. Training and development. Employ great teachers, but then train them. Respond to internal school review processes, academic data, and feedback by adjusting practice. The most valuable resource within a school is its human resources, and investment in this area of the school is important. What about timelines for setting up a new school? A tough question. Many and most of the above will happen concurrently. Each of the accreditation processes may depend on each other, as well as your recruitment of a strong team. The building and construction process may take anywhere from 6 months to a year, depending on the size and location of the construction and the length of time it takes to complete additional approval processes. If you are using an existing facility or refurbishing one, then that might be easier for you. But just like with any renovation, you can run into problems. Plan for the process to take longer than you expect, as you are depending on factors out of your control, such as government approvals or the weather. A vision for the future. Will your school model be as relevant in 5-10 years as it is now? It is so important that the school is future-ready, and its design is not shaped by preconceived ideas about what education has always been like. From the vision and mission, to the physical design, technology, and leadership team, a carefully balanced vision and plan for a best practice school will deliver. Only if it is future-ready. Please keep this in mind.
Global Services in Education is a world leader in the setup and then management of schools. We have led projects in countless locations and countries, and across most regions of the world. When you are considering opening a new school, it is important to seek good advice and surround yourself with a team of leading professionals in the field. Please contact us to discuss the steps in opening a new school. Let's work together to maximize impact and to truly make a difference. We can be contacted through our website www.syneducation.com. Contact us today.